She was the girl who stepped out of a swimming pool in a red bikini and stopped the world. For an entire generation, that image, slow motion, water dripping, teenage dream, was the definition of perfect. Phoebe Cates didn't just act in movies, she became a fantasy. Then, at the height of her fame, she vanished. No farewell interview, no comeback tour, just silence. For 30 years, fans have whispered the same question. What happened to her? Why did she walk away when Hollywood was begging for more? Now, at 61, she has finally let the world see her again. And you better sit down before you look. She was born Phoebe Belle Cates on July 16, 1963 in New York City. Her father was a Broadway producer. Her mother was an artist. She grew up surrounded by theater lights and creative energy. At 10, she started modeling. At 15, she was on the cover of 17 magazine. She could have stayed in fashion. She chose acting instead. In 1982, she landed the role that would define her career, Linda Barrett in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That pool scene became iconic. But Phoebe never wanted to be just a pinup. She had range. She proved it in Gremlins, Drop Dead Fred, and Shag. By the late 1980s, she was a legit star. But behind the scenes, something was shifting. In 1989, she married actor Kevin Kline. They had 2 children, Owen and Greta. And then, almost imperceptibly, she stopped taking roles. Not because the offers dried up, because she chose to step away. She said it once, quietly, in an interview. I loved acting, but I loved my family more. And I didn't want to be a mother who was never home. That was it. No scandal, no breakdown. She just left. For the next 3 decades, Phoebe Cates ran a boutique store in Manhattan called Blue Tree. She sold cashmere sweaters and children's toys. She opened the shop in 2005 and ran it for nearly 20 years, closing only recently. Her customers had no idea she had once been a movie star. She preferred it that way. She appeared in only 1 film after 1994, a small role in The Anniversary Party 2001, and then nothing. She turned down every offer. She rejected every interview. She let the world forget her. In 2024, Phoebe Cates stepped out for a rare public appearance in New York. She was 61. Her hair was gray. Her face had aged gracefully. She was not trying to look 25. She was just herself. The internet exploded. Some comments were cruel, but most were beautiful. She looks happy. She looks at peace. She chose life over fame. And that is the truth of Phoebe Cates. She was not a cautionary tale. She was not a faded star desperately clinging to youth. She was a woman who made a choice and never looked back. The girl in the red bikini became a mother, a shopkeeper, a wife. She traded the red carpet for a cash register. She traded screaming fans for school pickups. And maybe that is the part people understand too late. The happiest endings are not always on the screen. Sometimes they are in a quiet store on Madison Avenue, surrounded by cashmere and peace. Phoebe Cates left Hollywood, but Hollywood never left her. It just had to learn to let her go. If Phoebe Cates was part of your coming of age, hit subscribe, because the stories behind the faces we grew up with are still being written, and we remember every one of them.